Hello everyone. Today we are going to start the next portion of tissue chapter, that is stratified epithelium tissue. In previous video we have learned about the simple epithelium tissue. So those were actually the major divisions of the epithelium tissue. So epithelium tissue were consisting of a simple epithelium tissue and stratified. Stratified is nothing but the compound. So as I have told you, the simple means consisting of only a single layer of the cell, is it? So what is mean by the stratified? Now stratified means a tissue which consisting of number of layers or more than one layer of a cells. Okay, such tissues are known as a stratified. So such a stratified tissues are again classified as stratified squamous epithelium tissue, stratified cuboidal epithelium tissue, and pseudostratified epithelium tissue. So what about the squamous epithelium tissue? It is a multiple layer of the thin flat plate like structure of a cells. See guys, in the image also you can see the number of cells are there as compared to we have seen about the simple epithelium tissue, is it? So that consisting of only a single layer and the basement was there, is it? So now you can see here the same structure is there, but the difference is that here the so many numbers are placed one on another one, is it? So it's found in a skin to prevent of wear and tear. See guys, if small accident will happen, for example like if you are cutting something, the vegetables or anything else, okay, so at that time a small cut will be happen on your finger or any place, is it? So at that time the cut will be on the small just a single layer of a skin will be done, okay, so it doesn't go that much of inside as compared to the big accidents, is it? So who is able to prevent it? Okay, so who is prevented to cut only a single layer of the cells or the tissues? That is actually the stratified squamous epithelium tissue. It helps and it prevents the tear and the wear. Next, what is the function of the squamous epithelium stratified? Ensure better protection to underlying tissue. See, as I have told you, whenever the cut will be happen as compared to the simple squamous epithelium tissue that is consisting only a single layer, is it? If in such a places where actually the stratified squamous epithelium tissues are present, there such a accident will not be get harm that much as compared to simple, because it's consisting of a number of layers in them. Next, stratified cuboidal epithelium. Now you can compare here with the simple cuboidal epithelium and the stratified cuboidal epithelium, because as we have shown you in the image, the first one is only consisting of a single layer and the stratified one consisting of a two layers, that may be a more layers also, okay, just for your understanding I have shown you here. So here the multiple layer of cube shaped cells. Cube shaped means obviously it's in its name only the cuboidal is there. So cube means a honeycomb like structure or the cube like structure, that's why it's known as a cuboidal. You can see in the image, and it found in a sweat glands. So sweat glands are nothing but those glands are nothing but the organs which has ability to secrete these substances like hormones, enzymes, okay. So no, sweat gland means the gland which used to secrete the excess amount of salt from or through our body or the skin, okay, in the form of a water. It's known as a sweat. So in summer or any other, whenever you do exercise or whenever you run walk fastly, at the time you can see the water comes out through your body, that is nothing but a sweat. So in that places the stratified cuboidal epithelium cells are or the tissues are present. So what is the function? It ensures more protection than a simple cuboidal, obviously, because the simple one consisting only a single layer and stratified consisting of a many layers. However, specialize in a secretion. See guys, specialize in secretion means we have seen the simple cuboidal epithelium function is that it mostly helpful in a secretion and absorption. See, as compared to this one, it's a specialized in a secretion. That's why the sentences came here like this. Next, pseudo stratified epithelium. Now pseudo means what guys? See, pseudo means it actually look like that, okay, it's just look like that, but in original it's not like that. Means if in the third image, okay, there is a pseudo stratified, you can see there the this one, okay, it's actually appearing like as a columnar, is it? But actually it's not a columnar. For example, if you have seen something, a particular thing or anything else from so far away, okay, if you visit to that place, and you can see it by your visualization and your observation, at that time you can able to say, okay, if you observing that thing from far away distance, it means that you are just comparing, yes, it look like that, is it? So that is actually the pseudo, means the look like a stratified, but it's actually not. See guys, it actually look like a stratified, means it look like a many layers, but actually it's not. Single layer of a tall pillar like cells of a different height. See in the third image, you can see the stratified pseudo epithelium tissue is in a different height. In a different height means it's not in a like a column. If you see the first image, this one, it's actually a columnar epithelium, is it? So that's why. Next, contains mucus secreting cells called as a goblet cells. The mucus is a liquid fluid, guys, okay, which is mostly secreted inside the digestive systems, okay, where they actually present. So goblet cells are nothing but those cells which appear or which structure is of a column shaped, that's why they known as a goblet. Okay, so we will move towards the next portion. Before that, so this is about the epithelium tissues and their subdivisions, okay. So whenever the question will be arise, you have to mention the structure, their names and the function and their locations, okay. So types of connective tissue. So now the portion it's going on, that is the connective tissues means what? So here the connective tissues means those tissue that can connect and hold the body together, is it? Those things which are present inside our body, is it, that connects and hold the body together, is it? So most deserves of all animal tissue types, means it's all present in the all organisms like animals or human beings, is it? So what are the types of connective tissue? These are blood, tendon, ligament, cartilage. So tendon, ligament, cartilage are actually the parts of the or the portions of the bone, okay, we are going to see through the images. And blood, you know that it's actually the connective tissue. Why? Because blood flows all over all the body. It means that it's indirectly or directly connecting the all cells, organelles, vessels, body parts, whatever they are present in our body are actually get connected through the blood, because it flow all over all the body parts. Next, so you can see the tendon, ligament, cartilage means what? So here if you are able to see, let me view the image. The first image is of a tendon, okay, see here tendon. So where actually the tendon and what they actually do, see this actually connects these things. So these are actually the tendon, okay. Next is that cartilage. You can see in between the bones which are just connected, this whitish part is the cartilage, okay, and the portion which is present upper layer of the bone, that is the ligament. Same here also, in this image also you can see the ligaments are present here. See here also, that connects the bones, is it? Next, here is also, so these are actually the tendon, ligament, cartilages are all just the part of the bones. Next, structure and composition. So here we have to see the structure and composition. The tendon, you know that blood is a connective tissue, obviously it can flow throughout the body, and tendon connects the two bones as I was shown you in this chapter, in this image. Okay, first one. Next is ligament, is actually a tissue which used to connect the bones only. Next, cartilage is act as a framework as of the bone, but it's a, as compared to the bone, it's a very softer one. Okay, it can be it has ability like a elastic, it can bend also. Next, structure and composition. Cells forming connective tissue are widely spreaded. See, the all connective tissues are spreaded all over the body parts. Intracellular spaces are filled with the dense fluid-like structure known as the intra or extracellular the matrix. See guys, so now here you can, I will show you the intra and extracellular spaces how can be filled. So suppose you have cells, okay, you have such cells, okay. See, intra means inside, it is just filled with that matrix, okay. It's as I'm showing, it will be for all cells, okay. I will show for the one or two. Completely it will be filled one, okay. That is actually the intra. Now what is the extracellular? If there is a space in between the two cells, is it? So that is actually the extracellular matrix which connects the two cells. This is extracellular. Okay, likewise the things are connected each other. Extracellular matrix is composed of a ground substance and the fibers. See guys, the extracellular matrix means those matrix which connects the two different cells, okay, which connects the two different cells, tissues, is it? Those are made up of a ground substance and the fibers. Ground substance are the filled space between the cells and the fibers, and fibers are actually the thread like structure which is made up of proteins, okay. So the fibers are again classified in the three forms, that is a collagen fiber, reticular fiber and elastic fiber. Now what is mean by the collagen fiber? Are the most commonly found everywhere, flexible with high tensile strength, found its bone, tendon, dermis of a skin. So the collagen actually found inside the bone, tendons, as I was shown you tendon what they used to do. Next, dermis means, the dermis means the word actually comes for the skin. Next, the reticular fibers are arranged in a mesh like structure. Mesh means a net like structure and high sugar content. It's consisting of a high concentration of this sugar, and it found at the boundary of a connective tissue, nerve and muscle cells. See guys, reticular fibers are actually found at the boundary, means where actually the end of that portion is done, takes place. So there the connective tissues, the nerve and the muscle cells, they present. Next, that is the elastic fibers. What is meant by the elastic fiber? It is a thin fiber arranged in a branching patterns, okay. This, it supports to cope with stretch. Does it prevent steering? See guys, if you wanted to stretch your hand back side, okay, or any other sides, as okay, so at the time your hand can stretch to a particular area or the region, okay. So why it actually stretch? Because the presence of the elastic fibers in our hands or any other limbs, okay. That's why we can use to stretch our legs or hands. Mostly if you have observed about the exercising persons, those who used to do a daily exercise, yoga, they can stretch their body very softly, because they used to be what can we say, daily they have got experienced about those things, so their body has also got experienced about those things. It's so the elastic fiber helps in the stretching, and it will not never lead to a tearing, means not no any harm will be caused to their body parts. Next, types of connective tissue, same, the blood, okay, supportive tissue like bone, cartilage, supportive tissue, ligament, tendon, connective tissue again, that is like a areolar tissue and adipose tissue. What they are, we will see one by one. So first of all, what about the blood? Blood is a fluid connective tissue which is consisting of 78% of the water and 22% of the solids may be any of the components which are nutritional food for our blood and the body parts. Next, it connects different system of body by transporting gases, digested food, hormones and waste materials to different body parts. See guys, as I have told you, the blood is only which is actually connected all over the body, not only the blood, different things also, but blood used to be flow all over the body. Along with flowing, it used to be flow the different things which we used to consume in our food. Those things also which are essential like minerals, nutrients, other gases, hormones, enzymes, those also get absorbed or transported with the help of a blood. Next, the components consisting of blood is extracellular matrix, plasma, fluid matrix on which the blood cells are embedded. So see guys, the extracellular matrix of the blood consisting of a plasma. Okay, the plasma is a fluid matrix on which blood cells are embedded. Okay, next, the cell embedded in a matrix. See guys, the cells embedded in matrix and consisting of RBCs means red blood cells carrying oxygen from lungs to the different parts of the body. Obviously, see guys, the blood's role is mostly exchanging the gases. Next, the next part is that the of a blood or a component of a type of a blood, that is a WBC, that is white blood cells. So the white blood cells are again three types of, that is a nucleated basophils and a neutrophil, basophil and the eosinophil. Okay, here actually, or eosinophil also known as a acidophil. So these are all our WBCs are consisting nucleus. Okay, and helps in fight against the infection and any other diseases in our body which causes for the temporary time. Okay, now whenever the persons, if you have heard about them that they are suffering from the less blood count, is it? So why it is actually happens? If the less blood count will be caused, okay, at that time, or will be there scarcity of less blood count, at that time what happen, the blood cells will be become a less. If blood cells will be count will be become less, at that time the number of diseases we will face. Okay, that's why the blood count should be in a proper way. So what is their lifespan? Lifespan means in how many days they used to be survive in our body, and again new one will be take birth. For example, like about the red blood cells, they used to be live about 120 days. Okay, and WBCs, which consisting of a three types, that is a neutrophil, basophil and acidophil, or it's also known as a eosinophil, they used to be live for 3 to 4 days in human body. Okay, next, what is mean by the platelets? The platelets are the similar in size, helps in a blood clotting. So blood clotting means whenever the cut will be happen, okay, on your body or any other skin. Okay, so at that time the blood comes for a particular few minutes, is it? So later it will be stopped. So who is able to stop the blood flowing continuously? That is actually the presence of a blood clotting, that is a vitamin K. Okay, so the vitamin K or the blood clotting have ability to stop the continuous flowing of the blood. So that is the done by the platelets. Next is that supportive connective tissue, that here is the B1. Supportive connective tissue is like a bone and the cartilages. So what is the role of a bone? Bone is a stronger and the non-flexible tissue. See guys, it is a stronger, as I have told you, as compared to the ligament, it's a very softer one, but bone is very stronger and non-flexible tissue, and it forms a framework of the body. It forms a framework of the body means it helps to give a structure to our body parts. That's why it's known as a framework of the body. See guys, the bone structure is consisting of extracellular matrix like rigidity and made up of a calcium. See guys, it's made of the extracellular matrix is a dense and it is made up of a calcium and the phosphate. So most of the doctors always says that to keep a bone strong and a teeth strong, we have to always consume a milk or any other calcium product which give us our body a calcium and the phosphate, because the bone is consisting or it's made up of a calcium and a phosphate. Next, cell embedded in the matrix like a bones are called as a osteocytes. See guys, it's known as a osteocytes. If any specialty of the bone is also known as a osteology. So osteocytes. Next, tiny little hole in matrix called as a analecum. See guys, so such a holes which are present inside the matrix of the bone are known as a analecell. Next, that is a cartilage. So it is a semi transparent, elastic and flexible as compared to the bone. So bone is actually the harder one and non flexible, but cartilage is the semi transparent, elastic and the flexible. So as compared to this image, you can see the cartilages here. Let me show you. So this one part, see guys. Next, where they actually found in nose, ear and trachea. So these are actually the flexible things. If you see your ear pinna means the outer covering or the layer of your ear which you used to be touch it, okay, that is actually the flexible one. If you wanted to move it any direction, so it can be because of the presence of the cartilages. Next, covering of a bones in the movable joint. So see guys, this is actually a joint. Okay, joint means the knee where is present, so that is actually joints these things. It is jointing like this. Okay, next, it maintains the shape flexible of organ support, same as of the bone, but that compared to it's a very softer, but also it used to be give a shape. Next, structure of cartilage of the extracellular matrix consisting or it is made up of a solid matrix made and consisting of protein and the sugars. See guys, the cartilages are of their matrix is made up of proteins and the sugars. Next, cell embedded in the matrix. So cells embedded in matrix, those are cartilage cells are called as a chondrocyte. chondrocytes, chondrocytes. The cartilage cells are called as a chondrocytes. Whenever the question will be asked, you should able to answer it. Next was that dense supportive tissues. See guys, dense supportive tissues are ligament and tendon. So ligament and tendon you have seen here, as I was shown in this figure, ligament is it. So this one portion, this is the tendon which used to connect the bones, is it. Next, the connection connects the two bones. Ligament, what is do, it used to connect the two bones. Fibrous connective tissue is also known as, contains a collagen fiber and elastic proteins. So it is made up of or consisting of a collagen fiber and elastic proteins. We have seen about it, is it. Next, considerably it's a very strong one. Elastic tissue, little extracellular matrix. So it is consisting of elastic tissues and the extracellular matrix. Next, what is about the tendons? The tendon tissue connects a bone to muscles. See guys, that connects the muscles. Next, fibers connect tissue. How it connects the muscles? See, below it, after this one, the tissue the muscles will be present. Okay, so it is actually connecting to the muscles. Fiber connective tissue, or it contains most collagen fibers. We have seen about the collagen fiber, is it. So next is that it is good in strength. Next, it is a limited flexibility, so it can be flexible to a limited portion also. If you have wanted to turn your toe of your foot, okay, it can be turned to a particular region only, is it, or a direction only. It cannot be flexible as compared to our hands move. Next one, that is a loose connective tissue, that is a areolar tissue and the adipose tissue. Areolar tissues are the cells are widely dispersed in extracellular matrix. And what are the characteristics of the alveolar? These are loosely organized fibers, abundant in the blood vessels, enough empty spaces. So it is consisting of enough empty spaces, loosely organized one, and abundant blood vessels. So it is present in a blood vessels. Next is that about the alveolar extracellular matrix. It is a fluid matrix made up of a protein. See, cells embedded in a matrix are many types of the cells are present, called as a fibroblast. See guys, the areolar extracellular matrix consisting of a number of cells, okay, and such cells are known as a fibroblast. Adipose tissue, connective tissue which mainly act as a fat storage site. Adipose, this word always comes for the fat, okay, so that's why what it does, it used to store the fats. Next, the bone marrow, breast tissue, below skin. So where actually the adipose tissue found inside the bone marrow, on the bone marrow, breast tissue, and the below the skin. So when we say that the person or the human being is a very much fat, where actually the tissue fats going to be stored on the bone marrow, breast, and the below skin. Next, what is the purpose of the adipose tissue? To provide a insulation from a heat and the cold. Okay, insulation means nothing but guys, providing a sugar and does not the sugar level should not get a lower down. Means whenever you are on a starvation, means on a fast, if you have not had any food on that day, okay, it means that indirectly you will not feel a what can we say, hungry for a particular time, because whatever the fats are present in our body now, that is going to be breakdown or deposit, that going to be breakdown and that converting into the glucose molecules. It means that energy you are getting from that fat which is deposited in your body. That's why it provides a insulation. Okay, next, provides a protective padding to organs, reserves lipids which can be utilized as energy when needed. See case, whenever we are on starvation or doing exercise, at that time this adipose tissue helps in the conversion of the fats into the simple molecules, okay, and that directly converted transferred through the blood. Next, the extracellular matrix not present in the adipose tissue. The cells are embedded in the matrix. Many types of the cells are present. Most abundant are known as adipocytes. So should not get confused with the areolar and the adipose tissues which consisting of cells in their matrix. The cells which are embedded in the matrix of the alveolar known as a fibroblast, okay, and the adipose tissues matrix consisting the cells are known as a adipocytes. So next portion of the our this topic tissue, that is a muscular tissue and the nervous tissue, that we are going to see in the next session. So we are going to finish here. So for any doubts and difficulties you can message me, okay. So thank you.